Welcome. This is JoanSews. I'm Joan, that's Robert, and you might hear Molly once in a while. Welcome.
Who are we, Joan?
Quilters HQ, Windmill Sewing Center, and Sewing Machines Express. The websites are quiltershq.com, windmillsewingcenter.com, and qhq2.com. You don't want to miss it. This is another one that I designed. This is the hashtag. This is pretty popular. Hashtag quilting.
Hashtag quilting. I like it.
And so this is a 25 patch. And the reason I have all these batiks laying out is because these are stash bundles, stash builders. That's it. Stash builders.
I had an idea for a show, Joan.
You did?
Yeah. Stash busters. Just a little, get out your stash and make something out of it.
Okay.
We may have to do that in the studio, though.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. So these are perfect for this project. And for the white fabric, I am going to be using, this is Paintbrush Studios Painter's Palette Oyster. And I know you're all thinking, Joan, you're a nutball, because you don't mix batiks and cotton, because batiks bleed. I'm counting on it. I know. I want some of these batiks. I don't really want a bright white. I want it to bleed into this fabric, and then I'll soak in vinegar and make the house stink.
Okay.
But cotton will absorb the excess dye. I think it'll be cute. It could be a flop. It could be like really great. Let me know if you've done that. Used cotton and batiks together. I've used it before, but I've always pre-washed the batiks. I'm not doing that tonight. And I'm kind of hoping that when I do wash this, it's really going to absorb some of this color in this cotton. So I think it'll work.
You go. It's your birthday.
Yeah. And maybe, leave it wet and let it set for a little bit so some of the dye bleeds into I think it'll be cool. But multiple colors. I've got some purples out here. These, and we have a bunch of these. So all kinds of colors. If you want any of these, you would just tell us how many you want and put Stash Builder. And it is 4 strips of batik fabric from Island Batiks, and they are 5 inches wide. And so it makes it perfect for this because we can just cut them in half. We have our 2.5 inch strips. This one's cool. The green. I have our 2.5 inch strips. You don't need a pattern for this. You can just lay it out and make it work. So I'm going to kind of start. I really like these. So I'm going to start with these two. And we're just going to cut these in half. And then we're going to cut 2.5 inch squares. And then we're going to lay it out. I know some of you have already picked up these. These go so fast. When I order them, I order like, 60 of them. And we're down to maybe 25. So I'm just lining up these edges. They don't have to be perfect, but pretty close. They are cut really, really well. So if I lay my ruler on this, you can see that it's pretty perfect 5 inches. So I'm just going to come over 2.5, 2.5, not 3.5, and cut this directly in half. And I'm using the Quilter Select. This is a non-slip ruler. And I have a new blade. That's always so nice. And so even though they're cut 2.5, I'm going to measure and just see. Yep, pretty perfect. There's one that I could trim off just a little bit, so I'm going to do that. That was more like fuzz than anything else. And so then I'm just going to fold these. I'm going to stack them all up and cut because batiks are so thin. You can cut multiple layers with them. Kind of line these up a little bit. These don't have to be perfect. Perfectly lined up anyway. And so that one's way off. That'll be kind of wonky. So get that lined up. I'm going to cut the salvage off because it shrinks differently. I know with batik some people use it. I prefer to cut it off. And then
Hey Cindy, how are you tonight?
And we're just going to cut these real quick. Now if I were at home and had more time, I would probably get out my Quilt cutter and cut these. But we're just going to get through these real quick. Be sure to do all the things with the buttons, like, subscribe, share. This is another one that your quilting friends are going to want to see. This is a super easy quilt. And if you don't have these stash builders, look at this one. You can use fabric out of your own stash. I do like it that they call them stash builders, like we don't already have,
Hey,
you know,
Teresa, how are you?
huge amount of fabric in our stash.
Hi, Vicky. Hi, Linda. Yeah, definitely smash up the like button. We're going to be adding more content.
Yep.
As soon as we get the studio going, and probably have a deal of the day for you.
Yes, we are planning on doing that.
Trying to get some more Zoomies going.
Zoomies.
Zoomy classes.
That's what the cat had the other night, was the Zoomies.
Cat did have the Zoomies.
She was bouncing off of everything. That's Robert's kitty, Lana. She's old. She doesn't get the Zoomies that much anymore. So this is a 25 patch block. You need 3 colors of fabrics. It works best if you are in the same color family, so like yellow and darker yellow or gold. And then your contrast fabric, and I'm using the oyster. And again, I'm going to cut my salvage off. I'm going to fold these over because I know I can cut 8 layers at once.
You're welcome, Catherine. She got her thread yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Polly wants to know how much the stash builder is.
The stash builders are $5.59 each. And it is 4 pieces of fabric that are 5 inches wide.
Are we out of the thread of the month, Sean? The Seafair Wayfair Aqua.
Turquoise foam.
Turquoise foam.
Do we know what color number that is? It feels like we should all know what the color is by now, the number.
Why have we struggled with this one?
I don't know. Hi, Bernadine. How are you?
Usually we're pretty good about
Hey,
doing
Karen.
everything.
How are you tonight?
So again, I'm just cutting this into 2.5 inch squares. And you are going to have a 10-inch finished block. So when you're done sewing, it should be 10.5 inches.
$46.54.
You could do this with a jelly roll too. I like these a little more than the jelly rolls because the jelly rolls have that kind of weird edge on them. And so let's lay this out. So I cut these both at the same time so that my light fabrics and my dark fabrics are going to be kind of together. And so it's a 25 patch. Did I cut that wrong? Cut something off a little bit. It's okay. I can still make it work. And I'm looking.
Was your quilter select ruler wandering? That's just not possible with
I
quilter
know. I
select
think
ruler.
it was that piece.
How much? How much white fabric do you need? Debbie was asking.
So, I can post the fabric requirements a little bit later for it. So you're going to work with the lighter fabrics to begin with. And so you're absolutely just making this hashtag, and then you're going to use 2 of the dark here, just like this. Another light. Helps to lay this one out. And then again, we're going to do light fabrics.
So we've got a question coming in here
Okay.
from is that a Quilter Select ruler you're using?
It
And
is.
so does it not slip for real like they say? You can definitely vouch for that.
I can vouch for that. So we're used to, whoops, I'm messing up my block here. Concentrate. So this is what we're used to with our rulers. This is upside down right now. And so this is the Quilter's Select ruler. And you can see I am not pushing, I have one finger on it. It's not moving on the fabric. Even if I push on the side, it doesn't move. And we've been using this one for a long time.
Yeah.
In the store. I missed a block. Right here. Get my pattern laid out and some more light pieces. So you don't need quite as many light as you do dark. That's why it's good to have some really dark ones, because this really dark one will line up really well with that lighter purple as well. And then a light. Dark. Dark. Light. Light. And there is the gist of our block. So out of this one, you can get a couple, if I were to sort back through these and sort all of my lights and darks into piles, you need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lights, 4 darks, and 9 background fabrics.
Look at that. That looks just like a hashtag.
It does look like a hashtag. Wait till we sew it all together. So we're just going to piece through these as fast as I can go. And let me know if you like this project and you're planning on making it. Because this is super easy, and this is a great stash buster project. Let's get my... Oops. We are not making stitches.
Troubleshooting. Tips from the field.
Well, Robert brought this over, and I think somebody was playing with the machine because one of the tension dials actually fell off of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's hard to have tension when your dial falls off.
That is hard. Let's try this again. Before we get really deep into it. Still no. Check your bobbin first. Raise the needle so you can check the bobbin. Take the bobbin completely out. And on this machine, the thread comes off the top. Put that back in. Seems like it's got good tension. And I think I see my problem.
Which would have been your next thing, is to rethread the machine, right?
Rethread the machine.
One of the good troubleshooting steps.
That Robert always, Robert's like just ecstatic here right now. He's like, oh, rethreading the machine would have solved it. And we're making stitches.
Hey, all right.
So with this project, the doohickey comes in really happy.
$7.99 on the website.
$7.99, as Robert said, on the website.
If you don't have one, you should get two because sometimes people wander off with them.
They wonder. They do. And
They
so,
wander.
yeah, I have a couple of them at home, and it's probably always right where I left it.
Of course it is.
I just don't know where that is.
It may not be in your apron.
It may not be in my apron. So I am pressing my fabrics towards the batik so that I have nice crisp white blocks when I piece all of this together. And this one will go fast. I just love how these batiks are just perfect for this project. They're already cut to 5 inches.
They just fit.
They just work. And this could be a quilt for any age group. Young people would especially get it. And I don't care what generation you're from, you love blankies.
Everybody loves blankets.
Everybody loves their blankies. So Robert found one of my older quilts that I had made, like, I call it ancient history.
Hey Peggy, how are you tonight? How's everybody doing out there?
Welcome. I am going to press the seams so that they nest on this one. So I'm pressing towards the lighter fabric on this row. I've tried to think of a way to like piece this and then cut like you would a 9-patch. And it hasn't hit me yet, so.
Some people were wanting a pattern, I think. So
Okay.
Karen, Joan just came up with this on the fly. So she'll have to post a pattern.
Well, this is one I've been wanting to make. It's a quilt I designed, so not all quilts I design are actually for the shop. I know, it's hard to believe. Sometimes I just want to make quilts because I enjoy them. And I thought, you know, that's such an easy pattern, and I was eyeballing the, that's a Marine Corps term, eyeballing, instead of looking.
Okay.
At these stash builders, and I was like, you know, those are 5 inches and I need 2.5 inches to do this, and I know I have some of those at home. This would be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and sew these together. We'll just build the block as we go. And then I thought, well, why not share this quilt pattern with you? I've seen variations of it. I've never seen one on point. I actually designed this maybe a year ago. The hashtag block is not a new block. It has been around for a while.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah. This thing works so well with batiks. How much was it again?
$7.99.
What's it called?
Multi-finger pressure function tool.
So close. So comment.
Well, if Donna Spoonmore was on there, she'd tell you exactly what the name of it is.
It's the doohickey.
That's right. Term that she coined for it because it was just too hard to remember the full name.
It is a tough one to remember. And we have a cute giveaway tonight. Do you want to tell them what they need to do to be entered for the giveaway?
To be entered for the giveaway, all you need to do is comment in one of the channels.
How many hashtag emojis are they throwing up?
You know what? We need some hashtag emojis.
Yeah, like I said, this is not a new block. It's a 25 patch. And there are, what is it, 25 to the 25th power, like combinations for a 25 patch block. Where are my math whizzes out there?
How many possibilities is that?
I don't know.
Molly posted the doohickey link.
It's a doohickey link.
Here come the hashtags. All right, that's my group. Smash up the like button and hit the hashtag.
And share.
And share.
Yeah, everybody loves a free pattern.
You know, it's very interesting that the show and tell quote back there has like a, I don't know, what is that? The blue and the brown, how it goes.
Illusion.
Yeah, optical illusion. Thank you. Has a little optical illusion back there.
What does it look like? Now you're going to make me want to come see. I can just watch it later.
Tom, I knew I could count on you throwing in a few hashtags there.
The machine that I'm sewing on is the TL2010. It is a straight stitch machine from Juki. It sews 1,500 stitches per minute.
Now there's a good question. We had a viewer who asked what we named the block.
Though the last one, was it
Did you
crisscross?
pick one?
We did.
What, it ended up being crisscross?
Crisscross.
Okay, so whoever did crisscross, thank you for the suggestion. Yep, it's definitely a log cabin back there.
Yep, that was one of my early quilts. And I was actually at an auction, believe it or not. And they brought up a quilt for auction, and it actually went for a fairly decent price. It was like, $400 or $500, which, if you've ever sold a quilt, that's like getting your money back. And
but not your time.
Not your time.
It's your material.
But it was made out of blue fabrics and brown fabrics, and I fell in love with it. And being a quilter, I was like, I can make that. So I did. But I've said that so many times and then never did. Almost to the end of this block.
So you would think so much that brown and blue might not go together. So how did you come to that?
Well, that quilt was made out of brown and blue fabrics. And so then I spent like a year collecting all of these vintage fabrics. Because I had to reproduce it in vintage fabrics, not, fabrics that I could just go to the local quilt store and buy. And of course, you can't really find those, so eBay, estate sales. I don't even think that recycle fabric place was open back then.
I mean, how many times have you went out looking for fabrics to fit your project and you're looking for vintage stuff that's just hard to find?
It's like a blue unicorn.
Well, in this case, blue and brown.
It was a blue and brown unicorn. But I did. I still have some of the vintage fabrics left. I don't know what I'll do with them, but they're just, collecting dust, and someday I'll do something with them. I might make another log cabin or a bench pillow to go with that quilt.
I don't know. I think we should just put like a Pac-Man on there and kind of go over.
That pattern is called Courthouse Steps.
Okay.
Clearly, Robert is not giving it the reverence that it deserves.
Sorry. Repent. I'm repenting. So you do have a question coming in, and if you guys have questions, just throw them out there. So
Yep.
I will try to get them out to Joan. How do you maintain the 1/4 inch seam? Any tips?
I have this wonderful tool. This is a magnetic seam guide, and it's a pretty strong magnet. And Robert's going to tell you the
$14.99.
So I just line the edge of it with my 1/4 inch line on my machine here. And I like it a little bit better than the foot that comes with the machine. Comes with, well, this one doesn't come with the 1/4 inch foot. The TL18 does. That has the guide, because I don't know if I'm like an aggressive sewer, but when I do so, I'm pushing that seam up against that guide, and it has in the past made my seams bigger than a 1/4 inch. And so it's good to be aware of your bad habits when you're sewing and find ways to overcome them. And this is one. This one, I know there's a lot of you that have this tool.
And it's not for all machines. There are several machines that it doesn't work
Right.
on. So,
But this little machine is $9.99. And if you want one, comment make it mine.
ship it out to your house.
We'll ship it to your house, and the
Probably-
magnetic seam guide does not come with it, but I'll throw it in.
We probably, I was gonna say, there'll be a present in the box for you.
Yeah, it
You're
could
gonna
be.
get a mystery something.
But yeah, this machine is sold all over the internet. They are having a price increase. I am getting tired of saying price increase,
I
but
know.
everybody's doing it.
Like one after another.
Yeah.
All our vendors call us and say, "Hey, you know what? We're on a price increase." It's like, oh really? There's a shock.
Yeah. So this is one that will go together really, really quick. Takes about, what did it take us? With it now, it's only 6:30 now. And so my pedal's getting away from me. Takes about 15 minutes to make this block, so you could literally make one of these quilts in a day. And then send it off to us in the mail, and we'll put a really cool quilt pattern on it. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I am going to order some more of these.
You know what, Joan? That actually is a good thing because there is no waiting in the quilt line right now. So we are filling up the queue again. So if you got quilts, UFOs, drag them out.
Yep.
Send them in.
Yep. Send them in.
Got plenty of space for you. Get them back quick.
And there is our first hashtag. How cool is that?
That is really cool. Works well with the batiks too.
It does work really well. I didn't even have to press this block. So think about how much time you'll save yourself with this tool and batiks.
I'm going X center square.
X center square. The question is, what is a bodkin? He's got a blank look.
I don't know.
So you can get a couple of these blocks out of this. So if we laid out our pieces again, I would mix them up. I don't want the same block over and over. But, so just sorting out, we need 12. So at least a couple of blocks out of one of these. More than that, I think.
Playing with color.
Yeah. And mix them up. Throw a lot of color in there. So this one will go really well. This one will go really well. And they don't. So I like the light blue and the yellow together. One like this where there's not enough contrast. There's some contrast, but there's not enough to do two. So this orange is a little bit too close to this orange, but these two fabrics will go really good together. You would just pair it up with a different one. Something. But yes, I'll finish this. This might take me a couple of months because I have some projects that I'm working on for the store. But yeah, I think this is going to be just a really cute quilt.
Yep.
So in here you could mix purple and fuchsia. Still going. So thank you.